Well, hello there, my dear children of the apocalypse. How are we doing today? Welcome back to our 52 weeks of self-improvement and welcome to Living for the Weekend. There's a song that I know with this exact same title. There's a bunch of probably motivational videos you might be able to dig up, a lot of books written about this topic. There's a whole culture of hustling that's now going around, which I also spoke about in the two series of videos that we're talking about sleep. You know, people keep saying, oh, you just get less or whether it's people that I hang out with or talk to. Everybody seems to have this mentality in the modern world where you work 5 days, you slave away at some type of job, you know, do the 40 hours, and then you have the weekend for yourself. And on the weekend, you can go cycling, you can go walking, you can hang out with your family, you can do your prep work, cooking, you can, you know, meditate, work out. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, the weekend just doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is because you live for 5 days doing the work, and then you have 2 days where you're supposedly free. So you go out on a Friday night, you get pissed drunk, you're still pretty much slobbered on Saturday morning. On Sunday morning, you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, today's the day, we're gonna get some stuff done. And before you know it, it's the end of the day, Monday's around the corner, and you're in this routine 52 times per week. So what happens is we fall into this societal norm, which I think is really our own fault, that we live for the weekend and for that one time in the year, usually during summer vacation, where we go somewhere for about a month. So I think what happens is that we try to live life for the 52 weeks of the year, where 5 days we're working hard, and then we have 2 days off where we can just relax. And we're doing this on and off until the day that it's vacation time. You know, we book in our 21 days of vacation of the year, and for 3 weeks, we're nowhere to be seen. We turn off our phones, we don't look at emails, we don't stress out about anything in our lives, really. We're just on the beach, just relaxing, sunbathing, eating a bunch of delicious food. But then you get back to reality. And if you realize that, you know, you've only got 52 weeks in a year, and you've only got 52 weekends to look forward to, I think that's a horrible way to look at it. You see, I talked about this exact same concept in my Why We Sleep video. The idea that I'm going to spend 1/3 of my life sleeping, that I'll spend 8+ hours a day sleeping, then I want to make sure that that time is well spent. I want to dream well. I want to be rested. I want to, you know, look forward to falling asleep and thinking, wow, what is my, you know, inner conscious going to come up with today? What kind of vivid imagery of memories and weird, you know, funky stories and action? What type of a movie is going to be playing in my head over the course of the next night? And I try to look at the same way when it comes to work. Now, I've got personal projects I'm working on in, you know, no other form, also YouTube and podcasting. And I realized that if I was just living for the weekend, then I wouldn't get anything done. And I find it way better to take the work week, which is 5 days, and just stretch it out into 7 days and just have every day be exactly the same. Now, to tackle this, what I've done is for 2024, I've already started planning this. And I do recommend that if you're planning for the next year, start doing it in November, December at latest. Don't wait until January. We all do this same mistake when it comes to gym, when it comes to changes in our life. We say, I'll wait until next month. You know, when the next month starts, on the 1st of the next month, that's when I'll implement these changes. And then it's the next month and the next month, and you realize you only got 12 tries to do it. And then there's a new year, and you're like, okay, new year, new me, hit the gym. Guess what? Gyms are empty after 1 week because everybody has already given up. So start a month early, maybe 2 months early, get the year a bit of a head start, and I think you'll see way better differences in that stance. So the system that I've come up with is a system I can get my workout done in the morning. That means that I'll go throughout the rest of the day, not having to think about, oh wait, I still have to work out when I get back home. But if I work out in the evening, then throughout your day, when you're commuting to work, when you're eating lunch, when you're slaving away at your computer, you're thinking, oh no, when I get back home, I still have to cook, I have to clean, I have to vacuum, I have to work out. And it's this pressure. It's too much pressure. So I think it's better to get the heavy stuff done in the morning, right? So Get the stuff that's annoying done first thing when you wake up. Now, in the work time, this is segregated into actual work that you're obligated to do to your employer, for example. And then for me, it's also a little bit of extra work when it comes to my personal projects, whether that's editing a podcast, whether it's editing one of these reading books. If I haven't done a workout in the morning, then yeah, I'll do it in the evening. But I want to spend that time sort of relaxing, chilling, and preparing for the night ahead so that I can get a good 8 hours of sleep and enter a new day relaxed and revigorated. So, what I've thought about doing is just removing the weekend altogether. The idea, the word, what it represents, just toss it out the window. Now, for example, I'm a huge Formula One fan, and Formula One races happen on the weekend. They happen on Saturdays and Sundays. But the race itself isn't so incredibly amazing that I would want to, spend the entire time staring at the screen. So what I'll do is I'll put it on the telly, I'll take out my MacBook, and I'll get some work done, whether it's for me or for my job. I just find that to be way more efficient, doing two things at the same time. Obviously, the work I'll be doing isn't fully intensive. I won't be doing something that requires too much thinking. I'll be doing some grunt work, I'll be doing some copying, I'll be doing some, maybe bolding in the texts or organizing some of the structures or maybe setting up a schedule for next week, things like that. And obviously, everything I've said up until this point has been very theoretical. It's because all of this really is theoretical, and I don't think it works for everybody. But the concept that I came up with in my head, and this happened a couple of months ago, I was walking home from a friend from a party, I was piss drunk, and I had this thing in my head. The word that was in my head was time zone. Because one of the things I get frustrated by is the daylight savings, when the clock gets switched forward or backwards twice a year. And I also get annoyed how, if you look at school, they say you have to be in school at 7 or 8 in the morning, fully attentive. That was always a problem for me. And when I was reading the book, Why We Sleep, there's a really nice section there that explains that not everybody functions the same. Not everybody's a morning person. Not everybody is an evening person. And so what we should be doing is finding our own timeline. And I think every person has a different time zone. So what you do is you want to sort of hack the environment. You want to hack the system that surrounds you. And these are the words that actually my current boss said. He keeps saying, hack your environment, right? Instead of forcing yourself to do certain things, force the environment to sort of make things easier for you. What does that mean? Well, for example, I hate working out. And I'll talk about this in a video to come by the end of the year, but I've actually created a workout scenario in my room. So between my bed and my actual desk where I'll do the work, there's a workout surface. And so it's very difficult to go past it and not think about maybe doing a couple of push-ups. You want to craft an environment that enables you to get more stuff done. And I think the same thing is true for weekends. I think if you can remove the weekend from your structure, then you'll also remove some of the laziness that we inherently get from the weekends. Let's be honest here. Let me know in the comments below, when was the last time this year or ever really that you had a productive weekend where you spent both days, Saturday and Sunday, perhaps even Friday evening, actually working? I think the last time any of us did any of that was when we were studying for an exam, and only because we postponed the learning process until the last possible minute. So I think it's in all of our interest to create a timeline that works for us. Maybe you're one of those people who just wants Wednesdays to be off. Maybe you're one of those people that don't want to work on a Friday. If you have the option to create a custom schedule, obviously not everybody has this ability. When I used to work in the culinary world, when I was a chef, there's no choice. Vacation, working. Weekend, working. Somebody died, working. Obviously not every job is flexible. Not every occupation is going to allow you to customize it, willy-nilly however you want. But that's part of the process, I think. And if you can, and if you do have a job that enables you to work remotely, to come at different hours, to perhaps, for me, what's really important right now is I realize I don't want to spend too much time commuting. I don't want to spend 30 minutes, commuting to work. So if I can go to work at a time that there's less traffic and leave work at a time that there's less traffic, then that becomes a pleasurable time of the journey. That takes away a lot of the stress. It's a time saver. And over the course of a year, I think I think it was 20 minutes spent commuting on a daily basis in one direction will actually altogether wrap up a full week. Okay, so if you spend 40 minutes commuting daily, you will spend an entire week of your year just sitting in your car. Think about that for a moment. So, is removing a weekend from your life a solution? Probably not. Is living every day as if it were the weekend? Maybe that's one of the ways you could go to it. I think it's all a matter of perspective. Obviously, this video isn't gonna hit everybody's soft spot. I'm speaking from a personal standpoint here, and for me, what I know is that the weekend kills my routine. I spend 5 days building up this nice grind, and then Saturday morning comes and I'm just lazy again. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I feel this is a problem that the society is suffering from, is that the weekend, visually, from a theoretical standpoint, it looks like a great thing because it gives you a breather and prepares you for the next week. But I think what it really does is it kills the consistency. It consistently kills the consistency because it happens every 5 days, 52 weeks in a year, 24/7. It's always present, it's always there. And I think if we could remove the weekend from our mind point and just have every week sort of sloshed down, just stretch it a little bit, I think we can get more work done. Obviously, I'm speaking theoretically here, but within the next year, I think time will tell whether or not this is a practical way to also improve the work balance of your life, the progression of your life, and most importantly, the efficiency of the work that you're doing. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and until next time, take care and safe flying.